then I can make you the host. So the Raphael, yeah. So done and dusted. Over to you, sir.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Like thank you so much, guys. So good evening. My name is Raphael Imo, and as Mr. Yomi has introduced, I'm just someone who has been a freelancer for quite a while, and I've just been doing that, to earn a living and all that. So, like without taking so much time, I guess we just have to stop right into it. All right, I'll be sharing my screen now. Please, let me know, like when you can see my screen, please. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can. We can see.
Hi guys, are you there?
Your screen now.
Yes, we can. We can see this.
Awesome. Okay. So I'll just be there will just be some form of general introduction, just talking about like basic things like IT services and like what a freelancer does in terms maybe like tech services, like customer support and tech and like virtual assistant, and some other things. So let's just dive right into it. So like basically the class is just about providing like services in Upwork. By knowing how to like get jobs on Upwork. Okay, I'm hearing some background noise somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from. Sorry, guys. Okay, I think it's kind of better now. So I'm like just talking about like basically IT like services, like what you can offer on Upwork, the kind of jobs you can do, how to create, how to send proposal, how to create winning proposals, like how to answer common Upwork like questions. Because the truth is, there are lots of people or clients out there who need people to do some certain things. And because they are busy with their day-to-day tasks, which is highly like specialized to them, and they want to leave some basic things to people who can do them, and then they pay them for it. So like this is where we now come in. In the process of this training, you can ask me questions in between, and if I know it to the best of my ability, I'll try to answer it. But if I don't know it, then I'll just tell you like point blank that I don't know it. But then I would also do more research, because the truth is we definitely can't know everything, but we are just trying our best. So let's get started. Well, the thing is, what is ID services? ID services are basically technology functions that are offered with management, and they allow customers to use information technology um, without managing complexities like maintenance, security, scalability, resilience. These services can be offered by either by the internal teams, that is teams within the company, or they can outsource it to external partners. And that's where you and I come in, you know. So, and when they outsource it to external partners who can do it probably for less than the price that they would offer for like people in their own country, it makes sense for us, like because of the current exchange rate, you know, we have in the country. And then they would offer something called an SLA. It's more like a service level agreement. In basic terms, it's like a contract you sign between the client offering the services and you. I'm like to show that, okay, I'm here and you're on the other end of the world, and this is what binds us together. So the agreement can include like things like, okay, like while you're working, this is your basic pay. Like while you are doing this, you're not allowed to do any other work with like while you're working for us. Although we know that if you have two or more laptops, you can actually like do that. So it's just like it at the terms and conditions that like one gets when you are having to like when you have a contract like with them. So it's not really a big deal. Like when you eventually get a proposal or work from a client, most times they will send this like service level agreement, and then you just sign on it electronically, and then you send it down to them, and that's basically it. And then like the work starts. So the following are common examples of IT software services. Some of them are, you just need to have some basic knowledge of maybe some things that maybe you may know or you may not know. Like things like Google Drive, OneDrive, like Dropbox, how to, you know, use them. That's like sharing knowledge, using like online like documents like maybe like Google Sheets, you know, or Google Docs, you know, like things like that. If you have questions while we are having this class, you can also ask, or you can put it in the chat box, please. Then some other like clients will just say, okay, it's we want you to create and publish, you know, things for us on maybe like video, like publishing sites like YouTube. Some like basic things. Then there are also some like communication tools that are used by help desk or um or like things like you want to have like communication within the industry, that like within your team members. So like you can use tools um, like Skype, Slack, you know, hotspots, and then all these are online tools, and they're actually paid by the company. They are owned by the company. So when they eventually have that capability and then pass and then sign the service level and talk about it, then they will now onboard you. So my purpose of onboarding is welcoming you to by directly access to where all the other team
I'm not hearing anything. I don't know if it's my network.
Hello?
You can't hear it, sir. It's not loud.
Okay. Better now. Is it better now?
Sir, very well. It's okay now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me see the chat. I think I go. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'll just continue my recording. Sorry, my sharing. I don't know if this is disconnected again.
No,
Can you
we're
hear me now,
hearing you.
please?
It's not disconnected. We can hear you. We can hear you. It's not disconnected. I can hear you.
Hello, guys. Can you still hear me?
Yes, absolutely. We can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you now.
I don't know what's wrong with my audio system.
But we can hear you for now. We can hear you.
All right, all right. Like, just let me know when you can't hear me, please. I don't know what's
Okay.
wrong.
Okay.
All right, so there are like communication tools that are used within the organization for communication. Like between either like team members in the same team or team members across different teams that have different like job descriptions in the same organization. And like some of them are Slack. Yes, I use Slack. I use like Zendex, and a host of other communication tools. So now, that's that for communication tools. Then there are business process tools. And like when I mean like business process, now the CEO or the manager or the owner of the organization may be a very busy person who probably may not like you to buzz him all the time or to send an email all the time. So there are business tools that he and every other member of the team can go to from time to time to see the progress of a particular task that was given to that like person or to me or like someone else. Now, like these are tools that are used by like different like team members like to ensure that the business process like actually goes easily. Like some of them are Trello. Yes, I use Trello. I've not really used like Monday.com, but I know a host of people who have actually used and actually make work easy, to while I'm like navigating them. And then we have end user tools. I'm like tools that like you can use. Say for example, you are a tech person. Like you can use like these tools to maybe host meetings, you know, or a host of other, like tool technical support side. Like any questions so far, please? Anyone? Hello, guys.
Yeah.
Hi,
Good
good
for now, sir.
evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, ma. Okay, I was just asking if there are like any questions so far that maybe anyone would like to ask.
Not yet. Not yet. We're still we're good.
Okay. 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 So I proceed. So for the technical support side, I see on the screen, like technical support are services that entities provide to users of technology products. So it's just used to solve particular problems within a product or a service, rather than training, or provision or customization of the product. Like, I'll give you an example. There are people that, okay, there's a company I used to work for before, and all they just want is they want like people on ground who, say for example, they have like loads of clients who have issues with their PC or their system. Like maybe it's slow or it's lagging or it has some technical issues, and then you just say, okay, I'm like, for example, I'm like Raphael, like client ABC, has issues, like with your system. So we need you to log into the system, see what the problem is, and then I'm like, possibly, sort it out. I'm like, within this particular time. I'm like, so that it doesn't disrupt the operations, of that particular person. So the client will actually send us their details, and we'll use a particular software, which is installed on both my system and his system, and I can have access to his system remotely, and then I can, I'm like going to the system, try to optimize it, like make it faster. If there are programs that are, like stopping or hindering, or that taking up like so much space, I'll just have a conversation with clients to know probably if they are redundant things on the PC that may hinder it, or if there are any new things that is affecting it. So I would have a general look of it, and then by the time I'm done with it, I would actually get the PC running fine, as fast as possible. So the role of IT support is you basically diagnose and troubleshoot like software and hardware problems, and help customers install, application and programs, in which their responsibilities could range from like network issues, configuring operating systems like Windows or Mac OS, and using remote desktop connection to provide support to them. Basically, the job description, of like tech support in that part is basically you look for a problem, then you diagnose the issue and then solve it at the end of it, because that's the reason why they are coming to you in the first place. So, so technical support engineer, may have a variety of responsibilities that vast over, a wide range of skills. So from this diagram you can see on the screen is basically monitoring systems, you resolve it, you interact with the customers, and then you need to have technical knowledge, of maybe like PCs, operating systems, or things that are maybe like a bit more technical. But then, if you're not really the technical kind of person, then we can now delve into the non-technical part, like which is basically like customer service, being a virtual assistant, being a telemarketer. You can like generate leads for businesses. And there are a wide range, of non-technical skills. And actually, the truth is, on Upwork, there are lots and lots of them. Yes, the competition might be there, but then it's just for one to know how to position him or herself, like so that like one can land a job at the end of the day. I won't say that it's not like competitive, because it's something that almost and virtually like everyone can do. Like, but then at the end of the day, like clients know who they look out for. So who presents himself or herself well would definitely be at the top of their list if they are to select a suitable candidate to occupy that position. So like customer service is basically, as we all know, the provision of service to customers before, during, and after they make a purchase. the perception of success of such interactions depends on the employees, you know, who can definitely adjust themselves to the needs of the customer. And I even say, when there's more customer care, sometimes it's automatically handled, but then my customers will always want to feel that human or feel to it because yes, we know AI can solve some problems. Then like what customers want to feel that they actually being tended to by a human who can feel, who can um, have empathy or sympathy and talk to them right problem.
We can barely hear you. We are not hearing anything. We can't hear anything any longer.
Is it better now?
Yes, sir. We lost you before.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard, please? I don't know why my audio keeps. Last thing you heard, please.
So my players always look out for who they want or for someone they are going for.
Okay, so like clients will always like be on the lookout for who they want and what they get to see in a person they want to employ. And they would always want that touch, that human touch to it, because yes, like even though like most problems can be solved, some problems actually can be solved by automation. Then they want that human feel or touch to it. So we get to ask ourselves, like, what is excellent like customer service? It's just basically asking the right questions, you know. And the truth is, sometimes there are a wide range of customers. Almost times you have like customers who are fed up, who come in angrily, and there are some who are nice, and they have a wide range of like personality. So we don't know who we are dealing with at that time, and we don't know like what has transpired before the like customer will pick up the phone or send an email or via like live chat or even like send a support ticket. Don't know the mood of the customer. So what you eventually do is just to ask the right questions, like politely. We listen to them. We focus on the customer and then use like different approaches, to attend to them. And then, of course, we treat the customer how we would like to be treated. If our positions were swapped, then we exercise good like judgment, having depth knowledge of the product or service. When you join any company, they will definitely have trainings to do, even though they know that maybe knowledgeable about what they do, or you may not be knowledgeable. They would still eventually provide trainings, like, because they know that like when you are coming in, each company has specialized ways in which they attend to their clients. So definitely they will still provide in-house training at the onboarding process. So it is in that training you will now have like an in-depth knowledge, of the product or service they offer. Although it is good to have knowledge of before the interview process, because it would actually help you in the interview process. Employers want to know that, oh, this particular person who is coming for an interview has actually done some research about us. So it gives them that notion that, oh, like this person is actually interested in joining us. And that's why they've gone that extra mile to search about us. So in the interview process itself, if there are, some people may want to ask you about what company was itself, like to know if you've actually checked them out. So it is in that process that can actually give you an edge, even over someone who knows what they're actually doing. Like, because it just gives them that prestige that, oh, like, if this person can actually be proactive and search about us, then it means they really want to join us. So, and since we will also give them training, then I'm like, why don't you go ahead and, I'm like, give them that. So, it's also to be helpful, even if customer service you're rendering to them may not result in a sale or in purchase, but then you need to provide that excellent like customer service to them. Then we view a customer complaint as an opportunity to gain the customer's respect and for continuity too, because like customers just want to be heard, and if definitely we want like repeat sales, then we definitely know that we want to know that their complaints are heard and then we've gotten their respect. Then like, of course, the main purpose is like resolving their complaints patiently and helpfully, and then we continually improve, by getting like data from them from time to time about how we can improve, our customer service operations. So that's basically just what customer service like looks like. Then the role list can range from anything. You can manage large amounts of like incoming like phone calls. I'll give you an instance. I work in a customer service role, like right now, and what we basically do at where I work is we have like customers from all over the world, and the people at the headquarters, they actually operate the telephone lines and all that. But we on the other end of the world, because the company is actually based in California, US. So we are the other end of the world. For customers who may not be able to reach us via phone call, they have a place on the website where they can send in their complaints, and it comes to us as support tickets on a platform I mentioned earlier called Zendesk. So when that complaint comes to us, whoever is on duty as at that time will actually get to attend to such complaints, which is like tickets that has come into our dashboard. Now, when the person handles it and is solved, all well and good, it means that's a happy customer gone, who will most likely come back and purchase more from us, or possibly bring more people who would get to join us because of the good customer service they experience. Now, if that's the case, then they know that they're in good hands, and then we can, like continue to do our jobs. Now, like these are some of the roles that like rep may play. Sometimes they could manage large amounts of incoming like phone call. Now there are some clients who all their companies after all they're after is we don't want phone calls. It's either you send us a live chat or you send a support ticket or you send an email. We have somebody on ground all time of the day, 24 hours a day, since their shifts. So there will always be someone on ground to handle the issue and respond to them in the lowest amount of time, in the least time, so that they get to know that, okay, we're actually in business and we're actually serious about the business. So it is not all cases where to result in a phone call. So it most likely may be chat, email, or maybe like a Then some service roles could e-commerce. I'm like just want or some clients. I'm like just want a situation where okay, don't do any customer I'm like role for us. All we want to do is
I can't hear you, sir.
we want you to go out and look.
We can't hear you, sir.
Is it better now?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it just came up.
Is it better now, please? Hello, guys. Better, please.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
it
better
is.
now. We can hear you clearly. Yeah, better now.
Hello?
We can hear
Yes,
you,
it's
sir.
better now. It's better now. We can hear you.
Hello, guys. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you,
We
sir.
can hear you now.
sir.
It's better now. It's better
We
now.
can hear you.
I
Yeah,
don't know what's wrong.
it's better now. We can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. The third thing there is just identifying and assessing the needs of customers to achieve satisfaction, building relationships, then providing accurate, valid information. If it's a if it's a company that wants to meet like sales targets, then customers like service would have to do that. And then, as you know, we are handling customer complaints, providing solutions, and ensure that a follow-up is done, to actually provide a long-lasting resolution to that problem. And then there are instances where like customer records are kept, then I'm like basically to follow like communication guidelines and just take the extra amount to engage customers and ensure their problems are resolved. So this is just still the same thing I've been saying, a customer service rep, we help, to provide information about the company's products and services, answer questions, and resolve issues. As I said in the industry, at the best like customer service reps, we will always be genuinely excited. But of course, we know, yes, we are getting money in our accounts and then we are getting paid doing like what we love. But then it's always there's this feeling, this good feeling, this good gut feeling we get when we know that we actually help this person to resolve this problem. And they're actually going ahead to get more sales, it didn't sound, and all that. So always, like customer service reps have to be patient, very, very needed, very, very essential. Patient, empathetic, and know how to communicate effectively. It's always good to put ourselves in the shoes of the customer. And of course, like feedback is priceless, And like these are things that we do for clients normally that would ensure that they keep coming back and they keep like patronizing the business the company's into. And then they are like confident at troubleshooting and investigating issues and all that. And the target actually just to provide excellent standards and respond efficiently to customer inquiries. These are some of the things that like customers will expect from you, being a customer service rep. As I say, I'm like meeting like customers' expectation is it's a top priority for many businesses and for many companies. According to research done by Forrester, almost 95% of business leaders say that providing a customer experience is top strategy priority, and 75% and 75% want to use customer experience as a competitive advantage, over like other clients who provide the same services. So for us to satisfy the needs of the customers, we must definitely know that exact thing they want, like that pain point, like where they're coming from. And the 5 things like customers will always expect, is they want us to just listen and understand their needs. They want to be able to reach you in multiple ways, and they don't care. It can be a phone call, like social media platforms, email, live chat, any way they can to reach you. They just want to be able to reach you at their beck and call, at any time. And they want quick responses. And they want to be answered quickly. And they don't want to stay or wait or have to so long for you to respond to them. So it's actually a priority. And like, this is the edge that I tell you, in the industry, and particularly like where I work at, my manager will always say, the least amount of time that a ticket should be handled is in 15 minutes. If the ticket is not handled in 15 minutes, then there's a problem. And the person on duty will actually have an issue, because they over there, probably in the USA, don't even want to hear, oh, there's no light, or because they don't understand what it means for that, for us to be saying that we have like electricity like problems. They can understand if it's a no. So they just want issues to be handled like max in 10 minutes, or even less than that. Because if a customer stays with you and gets a response in 15 minutes, and there's another person, employer, who is doing the same services with you, and they respond via live chat like WhatsApp, there's always someone at the help desk line to respond to them in real time. If those guys like services match your services, they will most likely go for them. So they want to be responded to, in the fastest possible time. And they always want a personalized experience. And this is where the human thing comes into play. And this is what AI cannot do, because the humanity will always be there. As they say, sales is like emotional. And the customer service should be made as personal as possible. Each customer is unique, and they know what they want. So if you say that magic word, if you flash that magic thing or wand in their faces, immediately it aligns with what they want. They would eventually like go for you, irrespective of whatever any other person is flaunting in their faces. They would definitely like go for them. So as they always say, like, why trying to use emails or sending emails or using live chats, if you use their personal names or titles, like, for example, I get some emails from some companies who actually have my data with them. And when I get those emails, I see things like, hello, comma, and they don't put my first name or my last name there. So it sounds generic, and I feel, oh, it's like a mass email sent to everybody. So it's not personalized, and like some customers may not really appreciate that or feel that you're talking to them personally, even though you know.
I hear you, sir.
You sent start sending email to a large group of people. So in the first place, they want their problems to be solved. And this is where business continuity is. If problems are not solved, no money comes into the company and they can't pay employees. But once problems are solved, of course, they get paid, and like customers get to renew their subscription if it's a subscription based. Like company, they get to buy more products, offer more services. They are just generally interested in brand, and we always want to do business with them as long as their problems keep like getting solved.
Hello,
So,
bro.
that's a
Can you see
generic
Maria?
view about like customer service. Now, before
Bro,
I
Smart, kindly
delve
mute your
into
phone, please.
this topic called telemarketing,
No, no.
I want to talk about something called
Okay, I'm listening. Okay.
Your mic is on. At this point, I just want to say, like, can you guys hear
Please,
me?
you have a Smart number there, please.
Your mic is on.
Okay. It's a lie. What?
Recording in progress.
Rocco,
Hello.
Rocco. Rocco, we can't hear you, please.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I want to talk a bit about that, and before I delve into telemarketing, I want to talk about something called being a virtual assistant. I know some of you may have heard it or may not have heard, but there is a generalized job description called
And then, oh no, like it or not, all guys could have poli ND. So they may BSc na this thing na. You know, cannot the
there's someone talking in the background.
That's fast.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear you?
Okay. So I was just saying that I want to talk about job description, a generalized job description called being. Now, what as the name says, a virtual assistant, an assistant to anybody and any person, but virtually. Now, it means being a virtual assistant is not a specific. It basically just means if this employer says, okay, I want you to be my virtual assistant, it is now not to what that employer actually wants you to do. So the job description would depend on the employer self or herself. Now, I'll give you an instance. I know someone who was employed as a virtual assistant, and all his employer is telling him to do is, I just want you to wake me up in the morning. That's all I want. Because it's difficult for the employer to wake up by himself. So, yes, like you might say, like why can't the person like set up alarm or something? But the employer has tried, it didn't work. So how he or she is able to tell this person on the other end of the world to wake him up from sleep is what I don't know how the person is going to achieve that. but that's the person's job description. All I just want to do is like you wake me up in the morning, and prior to that time, the employee would have preferred I'm like prepared the slides or presentations that is our boss. That's all the person needs to do. Nothing more, nothing less. So, and the person gets paid, a very good amount of money. I think like $5-6 an hour, and the person works like 40 hours a week. So crazy sometimes how these things can be weird. I'm like, but then it's what like, okay, if you're going to, I'm like, I just want you to pay my assistant. I'm like kind of my PA, but just be online. I'm like somewhere else. You wake me up in the morning, and then I'm like, before you wake me up, you would have fed my slides. All I just need to do is go to the company and present by myself. That's all. And then some other people, job assistant roles can be, okay, all I want you to do is you will just be filling in okay, like I'll give you an Excel file. I just want you to fill in like names of companies that are in this particular line of business. I'm like, don't worry, I'll provide you all the tools you need to get it. I don't have the time to do it, so I'll just give you the tools, you get it, and you just be filling it in the right columns. That's what I want you to do. While the employer focuses on more important, tasks. So the virtual assistant thing is just tailored to what the employer wants you to do. So there's no specific job description to that end. Now that's for being a virtual assistant. Now the one, this one we're going to talk about is telemarketing or cold calling. So it's basically it's like marketing your goods and services over the phone or over the you don't know this person before, you just have a list of their business lines and all that, and you know what they do, and you know that your business would be beneficial to them. So you just call them up. You don't have any. Okay, I think that's.
Yeah,
Like exactly what what we are doing today is not what we are doing.
I know.
What we are doing are the every ones.
Hello, guys.
Hello?
Yeah, with you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So the marketing of cold calling is just. I'm like cold calling is I'm like just basically you don't know this person, you've not reached a relationship.
We can barely hear you, sir.
I don't know why. I think I just need to set it up. I have no idea why. Please hold on, guys. Please.
You can't hear you, sir.
Hi, hi. Hmm. Is it better now? Please.
Yes, it is, sir.
Yes, we can.
Okay. 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 So our cold calling and telemarketing is just marketing goods and services over the telephone or internet or like any other way you can market it virtually. And you don't even need to have known this person or this business before. You have not established a relationship with them. You just know that, okay, the product or service you offer can be helpful to them. So you just get their number off the internet and you call them. Now, this is what some companies do. All they just do is they recruit like marketers who have a very nice voice, who have some very good level of English, like they can talk and persuade people to maybe just have a look at their products and see if they would be interested. Maybe not now, or maybe in the nearest future, there's a possibility that they could purchase those products. So now that's basically been the phone, and this is how it works. So it's just the practice of like you contact, you vet, and approach potential customers. You don't know these customers from anywhere. You don't know these clients from anywhere. You just get their numbers probably online. You know that your products or services will be good to them or will be beneficial to them. And then you just get to contact them like probably like via phone. So it says it does not include the use of direct emails marketing methods. So the term was first used in the 70s with the advent of a new cheaper class of long distance phone calls. And the practice of telemarketing may take place from a call center or an office or a home increasingly, because right now like most people actually do these services from the comfort of their homes. So many times like marketing involves a single call to just check the interest or suitability and then know if the client is interested, if it will later result in a sale, if a follow-up is done. So it's just having faith that, okay, I know this business, I know what they do. If I call them up, maybe they have someone else who is also offering them these services. Maybe I can do it better. Let me call them up and see if it will result in a sale in the future. But let me just get their mind prepared that we actually do more better than the current people who, are offering them these services. Then most likely it results in a sale as time goes on. So it's actually used by for-profit businesses, non-profit charities, like political groups, to win elections, like candidate surveying, and a host of different kinds of organizations use like this approach. So that's telemarketing. Then the activities can be graded in 4 stages or 4 subcategories. It could be outbound, which means the customer or prospects and the existing customers are actively reached out to via phone calls, also known as cold calls. Cold because you know this person from Adam. You just get their number off like the internet. There are softwares that get like businesses' numbers off like the internet. And then you call them. And then you talk to them, you have a nice voice, you have good command of English, you can persuade people to buy this particular thing. You call them and then they can turn from a lead to a prospect who can later turn to a customer. So that's for outbound activities. Then for inbound, it means these telemarketing calls are based on inbound inquiries about products or services. And like these calls happen because you advertised or you made efforts in your sales campaigns. So now these people are the ones reaching out to you. They don't know they don't know you from Adam, but now they are reaching out to you. And they want to know more about your business and how you can make their own business better. But these ones are called warm calls, cold calls, because the customers have already had an interest, from online. So it is like the cold ones that they don't know you from anywhere, but you just reach out to them and you're marketing to them. over the phone. The third one is lead generation. It just means it's the collection of intelligence about the profiles, interests, or the demographic data of potential customer software. So you want to reach out probably to all the GPS tracking companies, maybe in Lagos, no matter their location in Lagos. So you put in a couple of criteria. Okay, I'm looking, that is in the software now. I'm looking for businesses who are into GPS tracking services, and like probably for vehicles, and I want them just for Lagos region. And then when that software populates all the companies with their phone numbers and business emails and all that, you can then tell your telemarketers to call them that, okay, well, you guys or do or make like GPS like systems. Okay, we want to be interested because we want to do business with you. Is this something you could look up for, or do business with us? So they are specialized softwares that do this lead generation. So it's actually a form of telemarketing. And then the last one is just the persuasive activities engaged in by salespeople, in which telemarketers are trained and they aim to close a deal on the phone. They aim to close a deal on the phone. I think this process is only when you have like people who are salespeople who have been in the sales industry for a very long time, and they already know the mood of the customer as at that time you are making the call. So 2-3 calls could result in a sale, and then you just close the deal on the phone. So as we can see, like telemarketing, it entails a lot of activities, just in sales, you maintain the database of customers, you clean them up, like for those who may not be interested anymore. And then you always have a call to action, for each and every customer that you eventually come to engage with. So that's that about telemarketing activities. These are just some links, that in your spare time you can go to and then see, how to probably see how like telemarketing is done, or proper like customer service like relations, being a virtual assistant. So that's it basically. So at this stage now, I want us to discuss because I know each one of us is actually
and you want to do this thing,
good maybe in a particular area.
Do this other way.
Can you hear me, guys?
What other way have you not done it? You have created courses.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
And you run and stop that. You run and you create.
So I just want us to have a discussion. Probably
The voice is a bit low.
Okay, is it better now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I would like us to have a discussion. Or what we can like a discussion about what you do, even though we know we are
We can't hear you, sir.
talking about it. Who would like to go first?
We can't hear you,
The
sir.
audio is so low that we can barely hear what
We
you're
can't
saying.
hear you.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I
Okay.
hear you now.
Okay, so I want us to have a discussion about what you currently do and see if it's something that can be offered on Upwork, irrespective of whether, of course, we will still like delve more into like customer service, and that's when we start being practical. So like, who would like to go first? I'm like talk about something you do or stuff you are good at that we think could be a service or something you can offer on Upwork. Who would like to go first?
All right. So, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Design web.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, although your voice is a bit low, sir.
I designed a website.
Okay, okay. You design my websites.
Yes.
Okay. I think I know that skill is actually on Upwork, like quite a lot. There are lots of people who are looking for people to create and design on our websites for them. And it's even way better if you are very, 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 very good at it. And you can create like standardized like websites that meet their taste. So yes, that skill you have for designing websites is actually a very good one. And I believe that you can find out on Upwork. So yes, I'm like, even with tech and customer service, you can actually still find the creation of my websites on my Upwork. So I think like, that's a good one. Yeah, thank you, Samuel.
All right.
Thanks, Samuel. Anybody want to go next? Alison, Christabel, Kayode, Felicia, Douglas.
Yes, as for good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, for me presently, what I do, I run ads like digital marketing, running ads for market e-commerce. Then
Okay.
also, I'm into academics whereby I teach students either mathematics, physics, programming.
Okay.
Then other business aside that.
Okay. Okay. Yes. You said you run ads, you teach like subjects like mathematics and some other businesses. I can tell you that there are some services or some things that clients look out for. Some things like, okay, I want my child to learn how to know, like, for example, trigonometry very well, or polynomial very well, or like I want my child to be good at statistics. There are some jobs like that. Yes, and they may not so much be common, but then there are like that too. So we can gradually see that even with tech and customer service, like some of the things you do personally can actually, be turned to a service, and if you can put it out there on Upwork, you can have, like you can actually offer some good level of services and like about this, those topics you mentioned. So I think it's actually a good one. It's actually a good one. Like anybody else want to go?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, ma.
Okay, so I'm actually a trained customer care service representative,
Okay,
and I designed my first 2 websites last week, so I'm more like a fresher in it.
Okay. 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 That's a good one. So as they say, no knowledge is a waste. So it means that like since you're already in the customer service field, you just need to keep going on. I'm like being more volatile, especially when it comes to how these white guys handle their own customers. And because the truth is, now I'm not saying that you're not good at customer service, but from my first-hand experience, well, I'm talking about the Nigerian customer service now. There are times you like go to bank and maybe you're standing in the line and then you're trying to wait for your turn, and then it's taking like lots of time. And even the person who is supposed to attend to you is even frowning at face. Or is even saying, if you can't stay, you can go. You know. I'm like, probably because they have an overwhelming number of customers. I'm like, but then I'm like, these guys on the other end of the world don't play it like that. And even if it happens like that, once customers get to report to them, they don't take it lightly. And like, because they know that without the customers, they won't be in business. So I like the fact that you're actually good in like customer service. So it means that you're already on the right track. Then you can add probably like any other service. I'm like, but then for the scope of this class, it's just I'm like customer service, being a virtual assistant, just those like basic things. So that's it. That's it. Okay. I can't share my screen. Mr. Yomi, sir.
Yes,
For some reason.
you want to share your screen? I make you the host now.
All right. All right. Okay. Okay, so the next one we are looking at is Upwork profile creation. Now, let's take a look. Let's go to Upwork. Now, this is what. Can you still see my screen, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'm like, this is what the homepage of Upwork looks like, and there are different like sections by categories. There are different things you can do. I'm like, for example, if I want to.
Well, what we are seeing is not Upwork page. What we are seeing is not Upwork. What the screen is showing is not Upwork. It's showing specialized job according to what. Yeah, that's what we're seeing.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Let me switch. Sorry about that.
Apology accepted.
No problem. Okay, I think you should be able to see now.
Yes, now we are seeing.
Yes, we can see now.
Awesome. So, this is just the homepage of Upwork, Upwork.com, and I've not signed in. I've not done anything. I've not signed up. I just want us to take a look at some of the categories they have, just a few of them. We have development / IT. We have AI services. I think this guy is fairly new. And that's why you see it has the lowest number of skills, 294, while others are saying 1,853, 968, 392. It's still at 294. So it's kind of like a big low. So, but We have AI services. We have those in like designing, music, in the creative industry. We have sales and marketing, like customer service, like people who close sales, who market products. Then we have writing and translation. I used to do this before. Not really the writing part, but the editing part. I'm like clients who have maybe books they've written by themselves, and they don't want to take the pain of going through it to check for grammatical errors or typo errors or punctuation errors or capitalization errors. All they just say is, okay, I know that you do this thing. I'm like, take it. I'm like, this is my book. Tell me how much you're willing to, take, for it. Then I'll do my evaluation of it and tell the person, okay, I'm like, I can get this book in top-notch shape. I'm like free from errors in maybe like a week's time or in a week's and a half time, depending on the number of pages of the book and how many errors per page it is. So all they just want is a finished product that is free from errors. And if they eventually randomly go to any page, if it's a 500-page book, if it's a 200-page book, and they want to randomly go to any page and look at it and tell themselves, I didn't see any error whatsoever, typo, grammatical, punctuation, capitalization, didn't. And they can't find anyone. And if they are not still satisfied, they can actually give another person, maybe like a family member, to go through the book too and see if they can find that. Then if they don't see, then it's a good job well done. And that person could actually say, okay, I work with this person. I'm like, that's me now. And they can now refer me to other writers who are facing the same challenges and say, I work with this person. He edited my book very well. I recommend him to you. That's how more jobs keep coming. And that is for those maybe in the editing. I'm not so much of a writer. I don't know translation, but sometimes I do it, but not. But that's not for that now. Then for those in the admin and customer support, this is we. Unlike those that support customers, handle the operations of businesses, like you're an admin person, you're a virtual assistant, like you take your time, you're patient, you know how to talk to customers, and all that. Then we have those in finance and accountants. Like we have like people who are good with books, I'm like with bookkeeping, like stock counts, I'm like being accountable for money. These are the people here. Then we have those in the engineering and architecture. Now, this is just a couple of categories. They are much more than this, because there is software development, there is like people in the law industry. It's a wide range. Now, let's do a search and see. Let me see. So I've searched for, okay, I'll just use the general word of my customer service and I search for it. And let's see what pops up. Now, these are top Upwork freelancers. Now, the guys at the very top, who have paid their dues, who have earned so much. So Upwork recognizes them, and that's why they are putting them at the very top of the list, because they've paid their dues, they've not had issues with clients. Like, for example, you can see I'm like this first person. I'm like Gilead's from Denmark. His average rate is £20 per hour. It's high now because as you go up the ranks, you get to increase your rate because you are very good at what you do, and people would come to you regardless of how much you charge. So it means so far so good. He has been on Upwork. He's earned 30K plus. He has a 100% job success rate. I guess that's why he's at the top. No matter the number of customers he's worked with, everybody recommends him, and he's top rated. I'm like top rated. I'm like means that I'm like, of course, he has passed the 10 at the 10K. I'm like threshold, so he qualifies to be a top rated freelancer. If I put my cursor here, I can see he has done only 9 jobs. Then I think another 30 jobs, but the total number he has of hours he has worked to earn this much is 496 hours. I think that will span over quite a lengthy period of time. And as you can see, because he's from Denmark, he's an English to Denmark translator. Not everybody does that. So he does it for his like Danish people who may not really know English, and then he does like customer service, and he does transcription. The second on the list has 93% job success rate. Well, maybe a very few people may not have been so nice with him, but then he's still at the top. $5 per hour. He's available right now. You know, if you want to work with him, he does Airbnb, short-term rental, customer service, and he's very good with Shopify. That's like an e-commerce platform where you can easily create your product and services with the platform called Shopify. He's also a top rated. So if we keep going on and on, you see people from different countries, this from Pakistan, Philippines, and a host of other. Now this is someone who is a virtual assistant. If you notice from my job description, she just said virtual assistant service globally. She's not, or he rather, he's not particular about I only do this niche or I only do this. Any kind of virtual assistant work, as long as he's able to do it, I bring it on, and then his service starts from 150, and he does everything in one day. Well, I don't really know about these guys, because if you tell me it's a one-day delivery, it means it's not an ongoing work, and I won't really go for these one-time jobs. I'm not really interested in. Then we have a host of others. You can see from Philippines, US, over 200K from the US. Expert in customer service management, 100%. This one is not just top rated plus. So it takes a lot of time to get to this level. And I think his country too, of course, also played in this too. Can you still hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Why I would say that this country also helped a bit is because there were times I used to do, like I said earlier, I used to edit books, and most clients or some clients would want to know that you're from an English-speaking country. And I don't mean those in Africa, I mean where English originated. So it's either the US or the UK. So some will say, oh, you're from the US and you're a native speaker. Okay, I know my job is in good hands, because you are from where English originally originated from. If it's like the UK, way better set, because they would want to go with people who are from this English speaking countries. Not that they don't know that Nigeria is not an English speaking country, but then for top clients who sees a US and who sees a Nigerian person, they most likely want to go for someone in the US, even though the rate is high, except if they are not so much of in a hurry or they are not too financially buoyant. Then they may now say, oh, I'll test this person with 5 pages of the book or 10 pages of the book and see what he can do and see how many errors he can find. See if he does it very well. If he can do 10 pages, then he can do 500 pages, he can do 200 pages, depending. So I would say this country also helped, in ensuring that he gets it, as in he gets to this level. And as you can see, he's an expert in customer. Let's take a look at his profile. I don't think it will open. I'm not sure. If it does, because I'm not logged in, but if it does, that'll be okay. So it opened. Is in like View, United States, top-rated plus, excellent in customer service. He's done 11,000 hours. Wow. Wow. 11,000. And he's done 39 jobs in total. So 11,000 hours has ending 200,000. Massive, massive. And he can actually get that figure because his rate is high. You know, and this possibly is not the only thing he does, because I can see expert in customer management, I can see email, phone, and chat support, and I can see digital project management. So he does 3 things, 1, 2, 3. And Upwork allows you to put in three like different profiles at once, depending on how many things you can do. So this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. If I like select the second one now, okay, it still says Upwork as a customer service, but it's still, now the price is different. And if I select the third one, expert in, but still the same thing. This is I'm like 32. So it means his whole profile is specifically just about customer service management, but he just specializes in this particular thing. He specializes in email, phone, and chat support. Then his main profile is that first one that was shown, which is like this one. So if we just take a look at his profile, you can see he's worked for 3 days for these guys and a couple of days for some other people. And if you look at all his rating, I'm like 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star. Everybody gives him 5 star. And that's why they will keep, I'm like putting him forward, because for any client who has a lot of cash and comes up and sees, oh, since 2013, 5 star, comes up to 2013, 5 star, keeps going, 2019, 2021. Over a span of 10 years, from 2013, yeah. In fact, it came from 2011, but possibly he didn't get any rating, yeah. But he just keeps going. And since 2013 to 2023 right now, he's been earning 5 star consistently. Then for any client that knows that he knows what he's doing, and they will most likely keep giving him jobs irrespective of how much he charges. And then it's also for an English speaking state. Doesn't mean that there are people from other places, even in Nigeria, because I know of a particular Nigerian who has earned even much more than this guy, and he's doing quite well for himself. So it depends on what is eventually done at the end of the day, but we are focusing on customer service, being a virtual assistant. Then maybe if you want to add any other personal thing you do, you can add it there. Let's see for this guy, or the person that said, let me see. So you can see there are people who actually teach mathematics. There's a mathematics tutor from Pakistan. He majors in calculus, algebra, maths assignments, top rated, charges like 5 per hour. He has 91 job success rate. He's earned 1K. I think this may be not the exact amount, because for him to be top rated, he should have earned like 10,000, but I don't know why this is this way. But then, because you can see even this like 6K guy doesn't have top rated. So you can see we have people that are professors in mathematics, I'm like math teacher. There are people that like just name it. There are a host of things that like one can actually do. Depending. So like this is for like someone possibly who is very good at like mathematics. Like the truth is, at first, it will not be easy. I can't guarantee you that. At first, it won't be. But then you can land your first, you can land the second. Through my referrals, you can land the third, the fourth, the fifth, and it just keeps going on and on and on like that. As long as you are able to go above and beyond for your customer and your rate is affordable. They won't even look at where you come from. All they know is he gets the job done. So let's proceed. So they won't even look at where you're coming from as long as you can get it done. So that's for maths. And if we even get to look at, because I've seen this a couple of times, and these guys, sometimes their rates can be crazy. That's what I'm looking for. Legal virtual assistant, over 7 years. Their rates are always crazy. Like anything law that has to do with being a virtual assistant or you're an attorney, something, you get massive. I don't know how they do it. I don't know why their rates are always high, but it's always like that. Crazy, crazy, crazy rates. 100 per hour. And like, because they charge this much, most times they get to talk with it easily. This one has gone from 300K because of his rates high. It's a legal problem. So this is just an eye-opener to show that there are a range of things you can do, even with customer service, even with a virtual assistant, or any other thing that you can do very well. And then you can also see the categories by the side. So this is just an overview of Upwork and what we intend doing. In our next class, we will delve into creation of an Upwork profile. And then we would see how we can create an optimized profile that will that will shine out there. Yes, I know there are lots of people on Upwork and the competition is fierce. But then if you can create an awesome profile and then you know how to submit crazy proposal that a client will want to look at it twice and consider you over others, we would look at all those things in the next class and see how we can just keep going and be better for ourselves. Okay, so at this point, I rest my case. Is there any question anyone wants to ask? I'm open for questions, guys. Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Can hear you.
Okay. I'm open for questions. Any questions? If I can answer it, I'll try to answer it, guys.
I want to ask a question.
Yes, ma, please go ahead.
Okay, so I'm taking a course.
Okay, your line is breaking, ma.
To get a job. Can I add it to my profile? Can you hear me?
Yes,
can you hear
I
me
can
now?
hear you now. Yes.
I said presently I'm taking a course in data analytics.
Okay.
And I was asking if it's possible for me to add it to my profile.
Okay, I think okay.
If I'm adding it to my profile, what would it be? Would it be in view or?
Okay, I think yes. I think it's best you first get done with the course, then do some number of projects with it before you put it here. Because the truth is, if you're going to be putting it here, these employers want to see like a proof that you can actually get the job done if you are going for specialized, like you've just mentioned. Even sometimes for things like customer service now. I'll use myself as an example. Yes, I am currently doing 2 jobs. And if I want to apply for a third, even though my profile has said, oh, I can do this, I can do this, I still have to put up a link that shows some of my past work to show that I'm not just doing the talk, I'm also I'm like showing you that I have done some of these things before, and these are some of the proofs. So I would not just say that you should actually go ahead and just put it out there. I would say you do a couple of projects first. Then even if it's personal projects, then if you've done those projects, maybe at the results of those projects, you can put it in a Google Drive link. Then when it's time to start applying for proposals, I'll now tell you how you can structure it so that for any client who is going through your proposal, you can go through the link and see that, oh, this particular person actually has done some of these things. So I may likely look at her, consider her in my hiring process. You didn't get that?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any questions so far?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Rafe.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Thank you very much for the teaching. I would want to ask, what's the difference between a tech support and a customer service officer?
Okay, the difference between a tech support is that the tech support actually handles some, yes, I'm going to use the word technical parts of the organization or for customers. For example, now, for the role I've done before as a tech support, I used to work on people's systems virtually. That is maybe slow, or has maybe viruses or it's malfunctioning. And I can stay here and connect to the system wherever it is and go to some technical places and adjust some things. And then the system is now back in good condition. Now that's kind of technical support. For customer support, you already have the customers who maybe has purchased maybe a particular product or they've made a sale, but the customer probably has issues with the product or wants to report about a particular thing or wants to know more about that product that he or she has even purchased. Then it is now the job of a customer service person to give more information about how to maybe use the product or service efficiently and get that maximum satisfaction for which they purchased that product or service. I don't know if that's clear.
Yes, I got it. And that is to say that a customer service officer can as well work as a tech support, right?
Yes. If you know the technical side of it, yes, of course. They can be used interchangeably if a customer service person also knows tech support. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Okay, I'm still open to questions. Any other questions?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, ma'am.
So I have a question.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I wanted to just know if knowing how to use tools like Zendex help in any way, or does it, the question is, does it like help to, get me more jobs if I know how to use a tool like Zendex? I'm just asking because I want to know like whether there are tools one can learn alongside, that could help one also be more marketable.
Yes. A tool like Zendex, yes, is actually a CRM tool. That's a customer relationship and management tool, and that is actually used by many companies. And I would actually drop some links that you can go to watch possibly how to use like some of these like CRM tools on YouTube. Now, like most of these, like for example, like Zendex now is a paid tool. So it is the company that will purchase it and then onboard their employees on like Zendex. Now, like because like one is just starting out, you may not have hands-on experience using Zendex, but you can actually learn how to use it on YouTube. So like, I'll just give a clue here. In the interview process, like for example, like when I was like joining my, they asked if I've used like Zendex before. I said I've used it, but the thing is, I haven't actually used it, but I know how to use it because I've watched videos on YouTube about how it works. So while they were asking questions, I was answering them. And like I said also, I had already done some research about the company. So it actually aided in the selection process. And so yes, I'm like knowing tools like Zendex, Trello, actually goes a long way, in ensuring that you're actually quite knowledgeable in that thing, and then like employers should actually pick you over others. Like because you've used that, like because you, in quotes, have used it. Like, but you've not actually used it, but like because you've watched it on YouTube, you can actually talk about it, so they know, oh, like this person is actually knowledgeable about this thing. So most likely, they would want to go for you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other questions, please?
Yes, I would want to ask this question.
Okay.
Okay, like a newbie that just joined Upwork.
Okay.
What would you be uploading, like a portfolio? Like, we don't have any experience, we've not done any work before. I say this because of Mrs. Allison that made mention of data analysis. You now told her that she would need to upload her former works in order to convince the client that she can actually do what she said she can do in her profile. So, like, if we have not done any work before as a customer officer, so what can we upload in our portfolio?
Okay. If you're starting out as a customer, like support person, like what you can do is like you can get a Google Drive link, then like what you can possibly upload is maybe like some things that you've seen or you've watched on YouTube. Now, how I did mine was, while watching like the video on YouTube, since like the person actually enlarged his screen to show how they get to use like Zendex, I actually did some screenshots of those screens. And I remember I don't have access to the software because it's a paid version. So I did some screenshot of those screens, then edited some part of it to make it look like, yes, I have actually used just one or two. Then maybe some certifications too in customer service, troubleshooting, or solving problem skills. I did like some of those things, and I just uploaded it like that. Some people will say, why would you do that? But the truth is, most clients don't want to work with someone who hasn't or who doesn't know, who hasn't heard, who hasn't used some of these softwares. And there's no way you can use it because it's a paid version, except you want to pay for it. So you know about it, you know how to use it. It's just that you don't have access to it. And some of them know these things already. It's like saying you want someone who is 20 years old, but has 10 years experience. Where you want to see them? You get that kind of thing. So
Yes.
and they know that if they are working with individuals, and they know that that some of these people, maybe who are people who are just coming, do not have experience, or and I don't have like something they can screenshot, but they just want to know that you are knowledgeable about this thing. So you just get to, in the interview process, you get to answer questions. Yes, they will ask, how does it work? What does it do? I'm like, even though you've known it before, you just get to put on that confidence that, okay, yes, I'm like, there's this section, and then for tickets, I'm like, they're coming, and they're graded into maybe the high priority ones that are the ones that you must attend to, like ASAP, ASAP. Then there's the normal ones and the low priority ones, according to the grading of how urgent that uh, problem has to be solved. So they know that some of these things are not possible, but then you just know that like one just has to be smart when going through this process. And then if they just know that you're knowledgeable about these things, they would most likely want to consider it for a role if you're confident at what you're saying. So that's it.
So I have a question.
Okay.
I wanted to ask concerning this portfolio thing.
Okay.
I don't know if there'll be at any stage you'll be guiding us through putting this portfolio together, because the way you've explained it now is very easy, but
Okay.
I believe like by the time you are done with this class now, people will not know where to take it up from. And also I also wanted to know if everybody in this class be um will be opening an account on Upwork, and will start with what we are learning here, which is customer service or customer care representative, whatever it is. Because if we say we want to start doing other things, there won't be focus. And then there will be divided attention. People will start looking for, things, portfolios related to their own skill. I feel like whatever we are learning here, everybody should do it. Then maybe in their own free time, when they are done with whatever we're doing here, we can now start going to go and look for, materials and content to use to build our portfolio on other things that we might be involved in. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, you are 100% like correct. Yes, the class would basically just be about like basically just about like tech support and my customer like service. Like I just put that out there. That's like for example the mathematics side put out. Like just to show that there are a lot of things that you can do on that board. Like irrespective of like what you do personally. Like, but then the class is strictly like structured to follow tech and customer support basically. So
thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And we have come to the end of today's class. So by Friday, which is our next class, we'll be doing Upwork creation. And everybody would definitely would have to open an Upwork account, and then we'll see how we can optimize it, and then get ourselves ready to dive into the market out there. But between now and that time, I would actually be dropping some links of some courses that you can do, and possibly some certifications. I'm sure that if we are done with the Upwork profile creation and you want to submit a proposal, you can attach a certificate and say, okay, I just completed this customer service and problem solving online certificate. It gives you an edge over someone who is just submitting a bare proposal like that. So it shows that you actually went the extra mile, to get a certification in these. And because you're certified, they most likely may want to choose you over. So I'll be dropping the links in the group so that we can go there. Then by Friday, we'll now start the Upwork account creation properly. All right, guys.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
Really
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
Thank you.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Have a great night, sir.
Thank you very
Yes, sir. You
Good night,
too,
sir.
sir.
All right, good night.